So we know Minog Yisrael Torah, the customs of the Jewish people are so important, they're like the Torah itself. And one of the minhagim that we've upheld here in our shul for many years is the Chashva Minhag of Purim Rav. Now what is this concept of Purim Rav? The Kloisenberger Rebbe says that the whole problem with Purim is that the people started using convoluted, concocted rationale of why it's permitted to go to the Suda of Achashverosh. So we appoint a Purim Rav on Purim to, so to speak, show how convoluted and concocted the thought process of the Jewish people were in the time of Purim. But there's another very deep reason for having a Purim Rav. We know Purim is like a day out of the future. It's like a day of La'asad Lavai. It's like a day when Mashiach comes. When Mashiach comes, we find that V'kulam Yadu I see everyone's going to be on the Madrega of a very big Talmud Chacham. And therefore we appoint the Purim Rav to show that La'asad Lavai, everyone's going to be on a very high level. The problem is, sorry to say, that over the last couple of years, the Purim Rav, I don't know if he's going to really be able to represent what people are going to be like when Mashiach comes. You know, he was funny at the time. I mean, look, I was laughing myself, but I don't know. I think we need to do better. So this year we decided we're going to hold Prabas and we're going to audition for a new Rav. I mean, what do you think? A Rav could just like sit there forever? No, he has to prove himself. If not everybody's laughing, we're going to have to get a new Rav. And we put out searches everywhere. We put out wanted signs everywhere for a new Purim Rav. And we got some pretty interesting candidates this year. And we're leaving it up to you to decide. You know, it's a democratic society. And we're gonna take a vote. Who should be the next Purim Rav? So here are a couple of our choices, and we'll let the audience choose. Bereshis, the Chasan Torah, Al Chasanim from Simchas HaTorah, Chashavim Mispalim. Thank you for this Praba, this audition to share my Purim Torah here with the Chasanim Dinan at Kehilas, the first Mordechai at Tzaddik. I hope this bears fruit. Beer! A little bit about myself. So, I am a third generation in a shalshelis of assistant Purim rabbis. And that's why they call me the Meshulasha Rebbe, also known as the Tzad HaShlishi. And I'm grateful for this audition, this opportunity to share my Purim Torah, because, as you all know, the assistant Purim rabbi just doesn't get an article in the Mishpacha magazine named after games like Connect 4. So I'm here to prove that I have what it takes to become the next Purim Rav. And best of all, I already have a game name in mind for my article, Hangman. By the way, this is my very own assistant, Nissim White. Yes, the assistant Purim rabbi has an assistant because that always works out no problem. Sponsors. So my shiur is titled Pesachenu Begodim, where we connect the cleaning of our begodim in time for Pesach, Haba Aleinu L'Tova. This is sponsored by Chaim Kasdan Hakayin of Executive Cleaners, where they clean the finest begodim, mine, and they specialize in top name brands such as Tzedek and Yeranenu. As it says in the Pasuk, Koyhanecho Yilbeshu Tzedek, V'achasidecho Yeranenu. So, I once heard, I think it was from the Shvilei Pinchas, that every good Purim HaGadol drasha has to have some pilpul in it. Fine. It's a question. Why does the Hamantash have 3 corners or 3 sides? So one side says it represents Haman's hat. Another tzad says it represents his ears. Comes the tzad hashlishi, and I say that if it didn't, it would be pointless. Now, for the next part, I need you to house cup. Someone here doesn't have a Gemara cup, raise your hand. Oh, right there, this gentleman. You're in luck. I happen to have an extra Gemara cup right here with me. Listen, if you can pass the Gemara cup. Oh, yeah. The Gemara says that the grain, you give it to a baby, wisdom, give them. Okay, so we spoke about 3 corners. Obviously, there's no such thing as a 2-cornered cookie. What about 4 corners? So 4 corners is problematic because 4 corners would need tzitzis. And kneading tzitzis is forbidden based on the chashash. You may come to braid them with the chalas, which is not the correct way of braiding the beard. Beer! Okay. Now, as y'all know, speaking of chalas, as y'all know, the Rav has been going to various destination yarchei chalas. This honeymoon is a nuclear segula to marry off all the young bukalach, so we can all be mesameach chasen the chala, and then they can go on their own yarech dash. This is the biggest segula since sliced bread. Nah, I know it sounds like a crummy joke, but nobody knows segulas better than me. In fact, why do you think the Haimish Purim Rav who made Kiddush last year wears suspenders? I told him it's a segula for Soimach Neifle. Balduk and Menusa, it works. Now, also, wherever I speak, people want to know what's a good segula for Parnosa. So I'm happy to share with the Olam over here as well. You have to say the Parshas Haman on the Tuesday before Parshas Beshalach. Balduk and Menusa, it works. Now, regarding the red chut and meshulash that everybody wears in Israel, that's my marketing. Balduk ve'ena menusa, it's still a work in progress, and tzarich beer. Beer! But on a serious note, as we say in Kabbalah Shabbos, we are the Am Segula, Boy Chala. May all the Chasanim find the Chalas quickly and easily, unlike Achashverosh, who had to search throughout the land until he found his Chala. Speaking of which, did you know that Achashverosh was hairy like a bear? Bear! I know. May we all come together and rejoice in the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi, the Subim, of the Chaylos, of the triangles, and Yachad Kulam Kedusha Lechaya Shaleshu Afreilchem Pirim Shulosh. It was an honor to be here. Beer! Lord, I just remembered an epic story I need to share with Olam. Listen, do we have time for an epic story?
I don't wear a watch.
Oh. Okay. So, anyways, goes like this. I'm telling you, first of all, you got to put this in my article biography, otherwise no one's going to believe that this happened. Story goes like this. Every Purim, people give me shalchmanas, give me either a bottle of wine or a bottle of beer. And a little bit about myself. Nobody knows this, but I'm not a big drinker, so I have a big collection in my garage, and the Rebbe wanted me to get rid of it. So at the time the story takes place, I had 99 bottles of beer on the wall, and y'all know the story of how we got rid of that, so I'm not going to get into that now. You just didn't know that, we were the Makar. But on the other wall, I had 12 bottles of wine. And the story goes like this. The Gemara first of all, the Gemara in Mesechtes Baba Maisa, Parak Shnaim Shaisen says that Mayim is, again, the Gemara Kub, yeah? So, Mayim is spelled with one yid, but Yayin is spelled with two yidin. That's because a yid can drink water alone, but Yayin you need to drink with another yid and make a l'chaim. Again, the emphasis on two yidin drinking. So, I call Nissim to come help me. Nissim takes the first bottle off the wall, pulls the cork out of the bottle, pours the strong wine down the sink, with the exception of one glass for each of us, which we drink, so it shouldn't be completely baltashis. Next, I take the second bottle, withdraw the cork, and do likewise with the exception of one glass for each of us, which we drink to life. This takes the third bottle, with the exception of one glass for each of us, and we each pour the bottle down the glasses, laughing and gargling. The next he pulls the bottle from the cork of the next. We each drink one sink out of it, right? And throw the rest down the glass. Then I pour the cork from the following bottle. We bottle the drink the glass, and pour the rest down the sink. Oh, and I cork the sink with the glass. Right. The next few bottles were gargling blur, but when the shelf was bare, we each steadied the house with one hand, counted the bottles, corks, glasses, and sinks with the other, which was machlekes, right? But was 33 according to Tzad HaShlishi. We put the houses back into the bottle, which we drank. Now, it only takes one drink to get me drunk. The only thing is I can't recall if it's the fourth or the fifth. It's the fourth, as it says in the Pasuk, and God told Moses, come forth, but he came fifth. It's the fifth cup. I told you it's the fifth cup. I'm not half so thunk as you might drink, but think of peep I am.
Definitely.
Anyways, Sruli, pour the music. Everybody drink along.
Stop!